Hi guys, so in this video I'll be talking about the paper pattern of Islamiyat, O-level Islamiyat, and the code for that is 2058. So if you didn't know, then basically Cambridge gives out a code for each of the syllabuses that it offers, and for O-level Islamiyat it's 2058. There are two papers, paper 1 and paper 2, and you're given 1 hour 30 minutes to solve each of the papers. And both of them carry 50 marks each, so combined they would add up to 100 marks. So now talking about the paper pattern, each paper consists of 5 questions, and you have to attempt 4 out of the 5 questions. The first question is of 8 marks, and in both the papers. This is quite the same in both the exams, both the papers or exams, whatever you want to call them. So part A is of 4 marks, and part B is of 4 marks as well. So together they add up to 8 marks. In paper 1, you're given 3 Quranic passages, and in part A of question number 1, you have to discuss the themes of the passage, and you have to attempt 2 out of the 3. So you have to highlight the theme of 2 passages in part A, and in part B, you have to highlight the importance of those passages in a Muslim's life. So you're given, basically you have to choose the same 2 passages, and then you have to highlight the importance. Whereas in paper 2, you're given 4 ahadith, and you have to attempt 2. You have to choose basically 2 out of the 4, and you have to, again, in part A, highlight the themes, and in part B, highlight the importance. So if you talk about time management, you should ideally spend 10 minutes on part A and 10 minutes on part B, so 20 minutes for an 8-mark question, which is question number 1. Okay, so I forgot to mention this first, but you have to attempt 4 out of the 5 questions, so you're given an option. The first 2 questions are the compulsory questions. You have to attempt the first 2 questions in both of the papers, and then you have an option to attempt 2 out of the rest of the 3. So you have to attempt either question 3 or 4, or 3 or 5, or 4 or 5. You have an option to leave a single one out of the 3. So now talking about the syllabus. So in paper 1, question 2 comes from the history and importance of Quran, and the rest of the 3 questions can either be from the life and importance of the Prophet, peace be upon him, or it can be from the first Islamic community. This topic specifically, it bothers a lot of candidates because it contains a lot of dates, a lot of names, basically it's about the lives of the people who were close to the Prophet, peace be upon him, so it's quite confusing. So people usually prepare for this topic, but it's better if you prepare for both of them, because you never know what's going to come. So now talking about paper 2. So question 2, again, the compulsory one is from the history and importance of ahadith, and the rest of the 3 questions. Okay, so here you're given an option. You have to attempt either this or this, this or this, or this one or this one. So these 3 can either be from the period of the rule of the rightly guided caliphs, or it can be from the articles of faith and the pillars of Islam. Again, prepare for both of the topics because you're never sure what's going to come in the exam. So now talking about the format of the questions. Other than question number 1, which I've explained already, the rest of the questions, question 2, 3, 4, and 5, all will have this format. So each question is of 14 marks, so I'm talking about question 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it'll be divided into 2 parts, again, part A and part B. Part A will be of 10 marks, and this is usually an essay length, and you have to write an essay length answer. Part B is relatively shorter. In fact, it's a lot shorter. It carries 4 marks, and ideally you should spend 15 minutes on part A and 15 minutes on part B, so 20 minutes collectively. Talking about time management. So if you spend 20 minutes on each of the questions, you'll be done in 1 hour 20 minutes, and then you'll have 10 minutes left at the end of the exams. So you can flip through the pages, and you can check your exams, rechecking basically. And then talking about the marks, so 8 marks for the first question, and then 14, 14, and 14. These 2 are the optional ones that you choose, and this is the compulsory second question. So this is question 1, this is question 2. This can either be 3, 4, 4, 5, or 3 and 5. So it'll add up to 50 marks. So here I've taken a past paper as an example. So this is from the year October-November 2021. It's the second variant. The first digit tells you about the paper, so it's paper 1, and the second digit tells you about the variant, so paper 1, variant 2. As you can see, the code is 2058. Here you have to write your name, and here you have to write down the center number, and here you have to write down your candidate number. Here are a few instructions you have to follow. As I've told you, answer 4 questions. First and the second question are compulsory. Then you have an option to answer any other 2. You have to choose from question 3, 4, and 5. 50 marks, as I've mentioned before. Okay, so here are the Quranic passages. Part A, briefly describe the main themes in each passage. Part B, briefly explain the importance of these themes in a Muslim's life today. Choose 2 of the following passages. So here you can see they've given you, this is the first one, this is the second one, and here we have the third one. So now you have an option to select 2 from these 3. They give you the number of the surah, as well as the Arabic version and the English translation. And this is the space that's given. You have to answer within the lines. You can also take extra sheets, but it's preferred to stick to the space that's given. So now here's question 2. This is also the compulsory one. As I've mentioned before, it is from the history and importance of Quran. So part A says, which is the 10-mark part, write about the way in which the Quran and Sunnah are used in Islamic law. And part B says, give one example where using ijma or qiyas has been significant for Muslims today. So you have to label your parts correctly. So part A, and then you write your answer. And for example, if you write for 2 pages, and then part B over here, so you have to label it, of course. Then you come to the optional questions. So this is an optional one, question 3 is an optional one, and question 4 is also an optional one, and question number 5 is also an optional one. You have to select 2 out of these 3, and you have to attempt the first 2 questions no matter what. So let's check out the content. Question 3 says, outline the main events from the Prophet's night journey. So this question talks about the life and importance of the Prophet. Now let's talk about question number 4. It says, write about the events of the migration to Abyssinia, again about the life of the Prophet. Question number 5, it says, write about the lives of Umar and Uthman during the lifetime of the Prophet, peace be upon him. So this is about the first Islamic community. So in this year, specifically in this October-November series, they have given 2 questions from the life and importance of the Prophet, peace be upon him, and 1 question from the Islamic community, the first Islamic community. Now let's move on to the second paper, which is paper 2. Again, the same instructions, answer the first 2 questions, and then answer any other 2 from the rest of the 3. Now over here you can see it's written 2, 2, so this is paper 2, and then this says that is the variant 2. So now let's look at the first question. Here they've given 4 ahadith, and you have to select again any 2 of the following. So okay, I'll just tell you a little bit about this part, this question. So you have to start, and you have to start with part A, and you can't do part A for 1 ahadith and then part B of the 1 ahadith and then part A again and then part B again. You have to answer in one go. So part A of the first ahadith, and then leave a line part A of the second ahadith, and then you have to write on the part B of the first ahadith, and then write up about the part B of the second ahadith that you've chosen. So you can't do part A, part B, part A, part B. This is not preferred. Okay, so yeah, here they'll give you the Arabic version and then the English translation again for all 4 of them, and you have to select 2 and then just solve them. Write up, and then now let's talk about the compulsory question. Question number 2, from the history and importance of hadith, write about the checks made on the transmitters of hadith and on the text of hadith to ensure their authenticity. And now let's talk about the rest of the questions. Now we come to the optional questions. Question 3 says, write a detailed account of the Battle of Camel. So this question is from the rightly guided caliphs. And question 3, let's move on to that. Sorry, question 4. Write about the role of Umar and Uthman in preserving the Quran. Again, about the rightly guided caliphs. And the last question, last question is about, write a detailed account about the second pillar of Islam, prayer, salat. So this question is from the pillars of Islam. So again, you see they've given 2 questions from the rightly guided caliphs and 1 question from the articles of faith / the pillars of Islam. So it's preferred if you prepare for both of the topics, the caliphs and the pillars and articles. So yeah, this was all from today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it and you learned a lot. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos, and do let me know in the comments. Comment down below what type of videos do you want to see next. Bye everyone.